Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a brief introduction to the second and fundamental perek in Sefer Yehoshua. For those who are following for the first time over here, it's highly worthwhile and I highly recommend that you jump in to the playlist of Yehoshua and you start from the beginning and you press sort and you go from oldest and you watch them all in order because there really is an order. However, someone who is jumping in for the first time to this second parak, it's a very special time because this is a very special parak. And what we're going to cover today is just a brief introduction, but what we're going to be covering in the upcoming sessions is going to be the proper way to learn the second parak, which is very cryptic in many ways. This parak is the haftora of the parsha of Shelach. So anything, any knowledge that you gain, you could bring it to the table for the parsha of Shelach and talk about it. The comparison is obvious between the parsha of Shelach and this parak is that they both talk about spies. We're going to be talking about spies over here. The Sefer Kemotzei Shlal Rav on Sefer Yehoshua on page Kuf Pei Tes explains there are certain areas of Tanach that seem very simple. It might appear that they don't need to be explained. This is very incorrect. The simple and superficial explanation of a pasuk could in fact be very dangerous. Tanakh is not a regular book. We see how it gets distorted and twisted negatively in so many ways by so many people and how it could ruin people and their ideas. It has to be learnt properly. What does properly mean? Properly means it has to be learnt, and the Gemaras which are scattered throughout all of the different Gemaras in Shas have to be tied together. The Midrashim and the way that the rabbis teach us to learn the pesukim, it has to be tied in together. If it's not, it's a closed book. You're not getting the right explanation. Additionally, the commentaries have to be learned as well what the rabbis teach us. If not, it's going to get distorted. This is why it's a problem. All of these movements, the Nach Yomi, where they're just trying to fly through and run through Navi fast. That's not a way to learn Navi. You have to do it slowly and properly understand it. That's what I'm trying to do. Look, I'm aware of the fact that most people aren't going through 15 different svarim on Sefer Yehoshua when they're learning it. And even people who were, they're not able to look up the Gemaras properly and everything. That's why I'm trying to help. That's why I'm trying to do this. And that's why my first Sefer that I'm going to write is going to be on Sefer Yehoshua Mir Hashem. Every single letter is written in a special way, and even the crowns on the letter in the Torah are in a special way and has incredible significance. Let's let's ask 10 questions and open up with that and think about these questions. Question 1. Why do we care where the spies left from? That they left from a place called Shitim. The opening pasuk is gonna say Vayishlach Yehoshua ben Nun min Shitim. Next time I'm gonna do a screen share. We're gonna go through all of the mafarshim, go through the pasuk again. But in short, the pasuk states that Yehoshua sent spies from Shitim. Who cares where they left from? What's more important in a person's life, where you came from or where you're going or where you are now? Of course, where you are now and where you're heading, the direction that you're heading. Who cares where they came from? Question number 2. The pasuk says, "Vayishlach Yehoshua ben Nun min Shitim shnayim anoshim meraglim hakodesh." He sent two spies. The pasuk says. Why does the pasuk say shnayim? Shnayim anoshim, two people. Why didn't the pasuk say shnei anoshim or shnei meraglim, two spies? After all, they were spies that we're talking about. We're going to see exactly who they were. Question 3. Why is this perek the haftora of parshas Shelach. 39 years before this event, Moshe sent 12 spies into Israel. 10 of them spoke derogatory information, slander, lashon hara. The Gemara in Erechin, on Tezvav, Tezayin, as well as the Rambam, at the end of Hilchos Deos, relate that it's prohibited to speak lashon hara about Israel. Question 3 we really already answered. We're going to elaborate though. Question 4, why did Yehoshua send spies into Israel? Didn't he learn from the previous mistakes? Didn't he learn? He knows what happened in parshas Shelach. Big trouble happened. Question 5, why did Yehoshua instruct them to go specifically to Yericho? The pasuk continues and says, "Vayichlas Yehoshua ben Shitim shenayim anashim mרגלים hakodesh leimor lechu ruach haaretz ve'es Yericho." Go out to Yericho. Why Yericho? Special about Yericho. And we're going to see that these spies were actually Kalev and Pinchas. Why specifically them? Pasuk says Charash. He sent 2 people, 2 spies. Charash. What does the word Charash mean? Quietly. What does that teach us? The pasuk continues and said, he sent them to Yericho, vayelchu v'yavo beis isha zoyna. V'shma Rachav v'yishkavu shama. They went to a house of a prostitute whose name was Rachav. The pasuk says, Isha zoyna, a harlot. V'shma Rachav, her name is Rachav. And they slept over there. What does the word zoyna actually mean? It's question 8. Question 9, what is the deeper idea behind the name Rachav? What does the name Rachav mean? And question 10, which I would argue is the most fundamental and the most misunderstood of all of the questions. What on earth is going on over here? Why did Yehoshua send these spies to such a well-known harlot? Why would he send the spies to such an impure place? What on earth is going on over here? That is the biggest question that we have to address. The answer is not going to be simple. And we're going to have to do a deep dive and some proper research. Because at the end of the day, I want all of us to get educated properly on this topic to properly understand it. It's these cryptic areas of Tanach that need a proper explanation, which is begging to be understood properly. That's what we're going to address, Amir Hashem, in the upcoming sessions that we're going to have. So stay tuned. I was thinking originally, you know what? We're not going to start the second perek. It's already got Pesach tomorrow night already coming in, 3-day yontif. But then I said to myself, no, why miss 2 days? We could actually do something today. Maybe later we'll have more time tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Take advantage of every single moment. Don't push it off. Do whatever you could. Said to myself, we're expecting a kid any moment now. Right before Pesach, it's all busy. No. It's time to learn. You got to keep going. Don't slow down. See you in the next one.